Salute. Let's get amplified. I've had this coffee for about 15 minutes, so I said if we're going to go about an hour, let me freshly brew on the Monster 5000. Let me freshly brew a Dunkin' coffee. What's up, everybody? Carlos, Elizabeth, Dwayne, Taz Devil, Dave, Melee, Franklin, Malachi, JR9, Jerry, Sir Charles, Kim T, Tony Partita. What's up? Scott McMinn's up in here. James Shrimp Fajitas, Cassandra Love, Dwayne, a lot of gold card up in here. D Monte Ty Drew sporting that gold. Love that shit. Notorious, yo, what up, Notorious? Ray Hunt sporting that gold. Alicia Vukovic, I got a lot of gold up in here. Pimp Jesus, Mike Coldren. Look at my channel members representing on 25 minutes notice. Middle of a Friday afternoon. Salute to my channel members, man. You guys fucking rock. Uh-oh, the tube's not gonna like that F-bomb. They're coming down on the swears, man. It's like ESPN on Pat McAfee. What up, Joker? What up, Elite? What's up, guys? I got a lot to get to. I can't do a complete roll call, but for everybody live, salute. Everybody that's going to catch this over the next 24 hours, salute to you as well. That's going to be the majority of you. This is on 25 minutes of notice, Friday afternoon. I get it, but you still got to do the same prerequisite as everybody live. Smash that up. Show that support. Help out that algorithm. BC appreciates it. Guys, we're going to switch over. Your playback is pretty good, so if you don't mind, I'm going to switch to my playback. So I'm going to go to the earbuds, if you don't mind, so I can hear myself a little bit better. I'm going to shut your playback on my end. There you go. Check, check. Whoa, that's loud. There you go. I like it. I like it. We're already blowing out the fucking mics. I like it. I wouldn't be an amplified podcast if we are not blowing out mics and getting very loud. Guys, we have a lot of good discussion. I hope to put this all with a ribbon and a bow on top. I hope to get this all in within about an hour. There were some super chats that came in. You guys will absolutely get that shout out end of this podcast, end of this live stream. Anybody that already put in a super chat, I will make sure I get to those in this live stream. So I aforementioned that because I am giving you a thank you up front, but you will get the full shout out at the end of this live stream. I just want to make that clear. But there's so much to talk about that I do want to get into a lot of this, man. We're going to talk about a big surprise that was supposed to be in the Men's Rumble, but he is claiming absolutely not. He will not be there. Do we believe it? Do we care? We'll talk about it. For the women, a major name is yet again teasing a Royal Rumble appearance for the ladies. We'll talk about that coming up. We'll also talk... Oh boy, Gable Steveson, a big decision by this kid. Good for him. This is what needs to happen if this is going to work. But now that he's doubling down on it in WWE, is we have to discuss if this is the right course of action. We'll talk about that. CM Punk doubling down on Rollins. Wait till you hear what he says about Rollins, and you guys can determine if there's truth to this or not. But CM Punk opening up about Rollins and Rollins' dislike of him. Jeff Hardy, he is stuck. We'll talk about where Jeff Hardy is stuck in this upload. We'll talk about Dynamite's rating. We'll talk all of this. It's all coming up, guys. A lot to discuss, a lot to go over. Excited to do such. We're going to start off. I know we're talking about this ad nauseum, right? Hopefully this puts to bed The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, this whole situation. Latest reports And Melty Boy actually started this conversation over the last 24 hours. Melty Boy put out a report that pretty much opened up the discussion to a whole nother realm, something that nobody's even talking about, right? And that is Rock and Roman is penciled for Mania because Roman isn't even scheduled for the Elimination Chamber. He has never been advertised. So that opened up discussion. Well, hold on, Melty, that's actually false because he was advertised. But upon my research, the advertisements that Roman was in was never WWE affiliated. In other words, can't believe I'm saying this. Let me have some coffee to make sure I'm awake enough that I am actually saying this. Melty Boy is right. Roman was never advertised for Elimination Chamber. So what are we talking about here? Why is this even a discussion? Roman's not going to the freaking chamber. So that's the end of this. Unless you're telling me that at the Rumble, Rock does something, ignites this thing with Roman. That obviously wouldn't be announced for Elimination Chamber the day that Rock shows up to start something with Roman full throttle. So you would have to wait till the following SmackDown. So that's going to be, when would that be? That's that's February 2nd. That's just a few weeks. That's a couple weeks before Elimination Chamber. So you're talking about pumping up the chamber for Rock and Roman. You're only going to do that with 2 weeks of notice? That wouldn't even make sense. So this whole time, you're not advertising Roman, you're not advertising, and then in the last 2 weeks, you're going to do a full throttle blitz. And we only have 2 weeks to properly build Rock and Roman. Is that what you're really telling me? I don't think so, man. That's bad business. You know, there's all this talk about Roman isn't just doing all these lesser and lesser dates because they want to make him special, which that's a big reason, but it's the flying. You know, you can't forget about the health issues that Roman does have. Joanna, why? A lot of the flying, things like that. And for big events that are outside the States, you know, you got to do the Saudi Arabia gig because that's over $1 million for Roman in his pocket. And that's over $50 million when it's all said and done each time WWE goes to Saudi. That's much, much more money than Australia and any government that would really hope for a big match. Doesn't matter. You're not giving them $50 million. 40 up front, 10 on the back end each time WWE goes to Saudi. So guys, he was never advertised anyway. So this is, you know, we were all kind of fooled by some promotional work. But again, upon my research, that was never WWE affiliated. So I can actually back up Meltzer's report that he was never advertised. So you're going to try to bump this with 2 weeks of notice for Chamber? Guys, that is freaking horrendous booking. At this point, everybody needs to settle on the fact that this dream match for most fans, I'm not saying it's got to be for you a dream match, but for most fans, this is obviously a dream match. It's freaking Roman. It's Rock. I don't need to sell this anymore. The fact that we've talked this much about it is pathetic. So let's all come to... Maybe we can do this old school Italian way, right? Let's sit at the table and let's try to come to a mutual agreement. For those that are crying, this has to be at Elimination Chamber. Cody needs to finish a story. And for those like BC that are saying, fuck the damn story, that story ended at 39 when he was laying next to the chicken. This is a whole new story now. And it doesn't need to be at Mania, by the way. He can finish his story at any other event against any other person. He's no different than Sami Zayn, who was at the top of his game at Elimination Chamber 2023. The best storyline was with Sami Zayn in the Bloodline. He was the hottest superstar at that time, and Roman beat Sami Zayn. Nobody was crying that Sami had to beat Roman in the future. Nobody. No, Cody does not. Cody lost to Roman like everybody else. It's not going to make him any different. He can win the championship at Elimination Chamber. He can wrestle Randy Orton at Mania for all we care. And it'd probably be even better. But for those that are crying that he needs to finish a story at Mania, stuff The Rock and Roman, a dream match at 5 a.m. where most people are going to sleep through their alarms and they're going to watch it on a replay like it's an old episode of The Sopranos. Let's all come to an agreement then. Okay, Roman won't be at Elimination Chamber, right? Okay. So let's all come together, right? Let's stop the bickering. Let's stop the divide. Let's stop it should be at Chamber. It's got to be at Mania. Let's all come together. Roman Reigns will be in Philadelphia that weekend. All right, this is where he's got to put the big boy pants on. You're going to save yourself the flights, all that. You've only wrestled a handful of times throughout 2023. Awesome. Here is a simple thing where everybody wins, all right? Rock versus Roman, night 1. You could have the title on the line or not. Maybe Rock just wants this to be about the true tribal chief of that damn family. You have the match at night 1. A massive, I don't care how it gets done, Roman Reigns pulls off the victory of a lifetime over The Rock. You go into night 2 where he is going to defend against Cody. The stipulation's already made. If Rock wins the title, if it is for the title night 1, Rock will take on Cody. That adds a lot of suspense, by the way. Either way, Rock or Roman is taking on Cody night 2. It's going to be a magical fucking experience. The weekend, I got goosebumps booking this shit, and it's simplistic. Right? You could set up a SmackDown or a Raw beforehand where Rock and Cody and Roman are all in the ring and they have this agreement. Old school Italian agreement. All the bosses come together to make this agreement. Night 1, Roman, Rock. Whoever the fuck wins, and it's got to be Roman, right? Because everybody's going to get their way. Cody will get his story finished. It'll be over Roman. Rock is defeated by Roman. It's the victory of a lifetime. That's all we're talking about Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. How the fuck is Cody going to do this? The Rock couldn't even get it done. And somehow, some way, there you go. Cody Rhodes pulls it off, and that way it's magical again, right? 39 ruined it for most of us. You're never going to get that feeling again, right? That electricity that was sucked out of the stadium at 39. You'll never get that from a lot of us. But this is one way where we'd all be in. Everybody wins. Everybody gets their big match. Everybody wins, and Roman doesn't have to wrestle 30-minute matches each night, 20-some-odd minutes. A bulk of each match could be played just walking around the ring, fucking people up, throw somebody through the barricade, put the camera on him for 40 seconds, give Roman a bottle of water. You can play around this. It's pro wrestling. It doesn't have to be high octane from second one to the final bell. This is pretty fucking easy. Rock and Roman is clearly the bigger match, but I'm more than okay if you want Cody and Roman night 2. More than okay. Is this so hard to book? Chat, is this so hard to book? What is the problem with that booking? Please do tell. Seriously. The briefcase, yeah, Seth, I don't even know what they're doing with Damian. That was a botch and a half. That was a mega botch. Elizabeth, have Cody finish somewhere else. Money in the Bank. Of course, I'm okay with that, but there's a lot of people that feel he's got to finish it at Mania. So I'm saying, okay, if Roman isn't going to Elimination Chamber, we can all be happy with a double main event for Roman. I understand CM Punk and Sethington Rollins will have to get the boot. But that's the only other way. Cody and Roman cannot boot Rock and Roman. It can't do it, guys. It can't. Rock and Roman is too fucking big. It's bigger business for the company. You saw the social media record blown out by The Rock this week with Jinder Mahal. You can't do it business-wise, man. Roman Rock has to be the main event at Mania, James Shrimp-Eaters. There's no question about it. So I'm saying, like, would you do the double? JR9 says Punk and Seth night 1, Rock Roman night 2, Cody versus Roman SummerSlam. A lot of you guys aren't even on the board with this Cody WrestleMania main event anymore. Maybe enough people are just having enough. Sorry, not sorry. You botched it at 39, and now Cody does not have a place in that main event. And he's done nothing to earn that spot. He has fought Brock Lesnar 3 times in the Judgment Day 70 times in 2023. That's all he did. That's all he did. There was no story that was implemented that we are saying he's got to be at Mania's main event. But I'm trying to appease everybody here. Somebody has to get the boot. There's 3 main events. There's Roman and Rock, there's Cody and Roman, and there's CM Punk and Sethington Rollins. Roman and Rock has to be one of them. So you guys are going to have to boot one of them. Punk and Rollins or Cody and Roman. So I'll ask you guys, man. I'll ask you guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this going here. Let me see if I can get this going, guys. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys, in about 1 minute, this will be up in your chat, this question. If you guys can participate, that would be great. Does Sethington and all right. All right. The question is simple, guys. You guys are going to have to fucking decide this right now. Does Sethington and Punk get Das Boot from WrestleMania 40 main event? If you are saying yes, that means you want Cody and Roman to be the second main event with Rock and Roman as the other main event. So does Sethington, that's Seth Rollins for those new to the channel, Sethington Rollins, does Sethington and Punk get Das Boot from the 40 main event? Yes, if you think they should get booted from the main event, then you are saying you want Cody and Roman to be the second main event. If you are saying no, they should not get Das Boot, then you want Cody to pack his bags because you ain't taking Rock and Roman's spot. Currently, and I would like this to go to 100 votes before I close it down. So I need at least of you guys, 100 of you guys before I shut this down. We're almost at that right now, actually. 73% are saying no. Punk and Sethington should not get Das Boot. 28% are saying pack your bags, get out. You're not in this main event. Sorry, Cody needs to finish that shit on that stage. A couple of more votes is all we need. All right, we just hit 100 votes in less than 30 seconds. Pretty badass. I appreciate you guys. You guys are still rocking out, actually. 72% are saying no. That's pretty drastic unless this changes in the next 30 seconds. I think you guys know what it needs to be. I tried to make the peace with everybody and have everybody win out here. A double main event with Roman Rock, Roman Cody. Everybody wins. But yes, I feel bad. Sethington and Punk would be the odd match out. They have more than earned storyline-wise. They have more than earned that spot. Of course, you can bring up CM Punk's lack of wrestling matches and all that. Why would he be in the main event? I get it. But story-wise, that has to take precedent always. Always. It's got to be the bigger money match. So I guess that's what it comes down to. What's the bigger business? Roman and Cody? Because again, Rock and Roman is already one of the main events. I'm already stamping that in there. The latest reports we got, which is a major update, that's one of them. You only have one main event left. What's the bigger piece of business? Is Cody and Roman bigger business, or is Sethington Rollins and CM Punk bigger business? That's what it comes down to, right, guys? All right, $125. Okay, so we're headed toward 200, but I don't want to keep. I have a lot more to go over aside from this story, so I do have to end the poll now at 125 plus votes. The results will be in your chat within the next 15 seconds, so you guys can actually see them. Hopefully, anyway. But the results that I'm seeing on my screen: 71% say no, 28% say yes. So that means 7 out of every 10 people, or at least this is a microcosm of the grander pro wrestling fan base, but 7 out of 10 are saying Sethington and Punk should be the second main event. So that's it, guys. I don't know. I guess this doesn't solve anything. I guess the conversation will rage on. I was hoping to kind of reel it in, right? Maybe this just opens the door for more conversation. I don't know, man. But Meltzy is right. I know that's wild to say, but no, the promotion that we saw for Roman at Chamber was not WWE affiliated. So technically, Roman has never, from day one-ish and before, he has never been advertised for Elimination Chamber. So, you know, if that match was to get thrown at the Chamber last second, that's literally thrown in last second. I doubt very much that would have been the plan. To push this with 2 weeks of notice, because again, Rock and Roman are not crossing paths, bare minimum Royal Rumble. So you're not going to throw that match while Rock and Roman are staring at each other. All of a sudden, Michael Cole finds out that they're going to face each other at Chamber. Stop. You'd have to find out the following Friday, which again would be early February, just 2 weeks away from Elimination Chamber. That's a weird way to go about one of the biggest matches in history. So, man, that's wild, man. That is very wild. Whew. Again, I say Cody Rhodes, win it at Chamber, man. And then RKO from Randy Orton, and you set up Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. Have them have the title, man. Have them have the title match. Again, WWE could have Roman keep this title through WrestleMania into SummerSlam, take Hulk Hogan's record. You know, there's word out there. You guys can check it out. They're thinking about doing a 40-year celebration of Hulk Hogan's title victory over the Iron Sheik. Yeah, why would they really pump up Hulk Hogan now of all times? For his 40-year anniversary. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. To make it even more special to know that Roman's about to take that record. This company wants that shit. Paul Levesque McMahon, like Vincent Kennedy McMahon, they have two things in common. Well, many more things, but two main things. They both love Charlie Flair. Paul Levesque loves Charlie even more than Vincent Kennedy. And they both love Roman Reigns. They could absolutely just have him keep the title, and this would be an easy way out. Cody wasn't even in the story at 40. It's The Rock and Roman. Rock doesn't need the title, obviously, so Roman keeps it, and once Roman makes it past 40, all of the crying in the community will go abysmal, because it doesn't matter anymore. 40 is over, and Roman still has the damn title, and he can take Hulk Hogan's record. They already are throwing Bob Backlund to the wayside. And you got Hulk Hogan there, man. You got Bruno Sammartino, which is Paul Levesque McMahon's favorite wrestler of all time, by the way. You got Bruno right there. You don't think he wants the Bruno chase? I don't think Roman will ever catch that, but then again, you never know. Roman could hold this thing another 3-4 years. Not a couple, 2-3, another 3-4. It's possible. 100 on the ups, man. I appreciate that. We haven't even got to the rest of the stories yet. Appreciate that big time. Let's get that to 150. No reason why not. We're all pretty amplified, rocking out with the content already. And I want to go in to another story in a second, but I'm going to wrap this story up with a bow. Whatever you guys feel, man, just know the bigger business here is clearly Rock and Roman. It's going to come down to Cody and Roman or Seth and Punk. Which one of those two matches is better and bigger business? That's what it's going to come down to. Interesting. I thank you guys, man. Over the 125 plus that participated in that poll. I really do appreciate that. Really wanted to gauge where you guys were at with that discussion. We talked a little bit about the Rumble in that. If you don't mind, I want to switch gears to the Rumble. There's a couple of big names. One teasing an appearance and one saying absolutely not to a surprise appearance. For the men, there was a big surprise that was kind of leaked. It was X-Pac. X-Pac is, in some reports were saying he is confirmed. X-Pac will be one of the surprises. And he was seen training again. There was photos and vid of Pac training. So Pac has chimed in. X-Pac says he is first of all, he claims he is not going to be a Rumble surprise entrant. And this is a quote from X-Pac. There is zero chance of him showing up at the Rumble. Now, if you're a surprise entrant and it's kind of leaked, wouldn't you say there's zero chance? I'm not saying he's going to be, but I doubt very much he's going to say, oh man, surprise ruined. I'm going to be in it. You would say, I'm not going to be in it, right? And the way that he did it too, he kind of gave an excuse, a reason as to why you may have seen him training recently. He says, yeah, I can still hit all my moves. Yeah, I'm in there, but I'm still a month away from taking my shirt off, he says, and being in the ring, feeling comfortable with my shirt off, basically, is what Pac is saying. I'm a month off. Bro, that's not too far from 2 weeks off, which is Rumble. Stop. If the only thing keeping X-Pac away from a Rumble surprise entry is 2 weeks away from having a on-camera bod, I don't buy that one bit. So then it becomes a story. Would you guys would one of the say there's 6 surprises, right? There might only be 3 or 4, by the way. Let's say there's 6, 5 or 6. Are you guys cool with X-Pac being one of them? Or are you like, nah, that's not that big, BC? At that point, I'd rather Savio Vega or Santino Marella or Santina Marella, his sister, if you guys remember. Are you guys cool with X-Pac being one of them? Scott McMahon's like, no. Alicia's like, sure. You guys ain't giving rave reviews for X-Pac right now, dude. Oh, man. I'm cool with it, says Flip. Pimp Jesus is just a straight out no. Would prefer some NXT talents over X-Pac. JR9, you're most likely going to get that for sure, I would think. Surprises, maybe a handful. NXT, probably a handful, and 20 sem-odd WWE talents. Although, I have 2 names. I don't know if you guys are going to consider this surprises or not. But there's 2 names. One of them is definitely not a surprise. Don't even try it. WWE. I'll go over those 2 names in a second. Delano, I'll go over that super chat, man, at the end of this, man. We'll have a little discussion on that. Dwayne Piazza says no. Larry Alexander says, yeah, let's rock. Eddie, I'm cool with it. Ivana, I'm cool with it. Franklin, Braun deserves to already be on the main roster. You know the problem, Franklin, and we've had this discussion, JR9, who extensively watches NXT, great reports every week on the channel. JR9 can even literally confirm this with BC, man. Braun Breaker is becoming less and less relevant the more he stays down there. This guy was one of the hottest acts. He went on like a losing streak, and then he's just stuck there. And then you got the dude... JR9, put it in the comments. I don't want to butcher it, but he wins the title over Dragon Lee, and it's like, all right, this guy's already about to be main roster today. Meanwhile, Braun Breaker can't get out of NXT. I'm not sure if he would want to be honest. I don't know if the main roster is any better, but the problem with that is that to BC, Braun Breaker was a breakout star, no pun intended. The longer he stays in NXT, it's just... man, it's rough. Yeah, Franklin, he's stuck with the tag team. And it's like, what are you doing? He goes on a losing streak. Big matches, he's losing one after the other. Then they throw him in this tag team. Wasn't that with Baron Corbin? Correct me if I'm wrong, JR9. I'm trying to piece all that together. I don't get to watch NXT every Tuesday. That's why I'm trying to piece it together. I'm trying to go off JR9's report, which I had to read 3 different Starbucks locations the other day. But I think it was with fucking Baron Corbin. What are you doing? That's the best you got for Braun Breaker? A tag team with Baron? I don't even know. What got us on that discussion? I forgot. Well, either way, guys, X-Pac is saying he's not a surprise, but I do expect him to be a surprise. The reports we're hearing this from are pretty reputable, and there was multiple. Usually when that happens, there's substance, guys. And by the way, that was none of my people. I'm just saying the reports that I did see, these are people that are pretty damn good. More times than they're not. Flip gear. No. Let's not flip gears. Let's stick with the men's rumble. There's 2 names that are going to be in this rumble. I don't know if you guys look at one of them at least as a surprise, or is this just current roster? It's no big deal. In fact, I'd rather not see him in there. Xavier Woods and Sheamus are supposed to be back from injury for the rumble. So again, that's confirmed, guys. Xavier Woods, Sheamus. I hope they're not thinking that those are going to be 2 of the surprise spots. Those are not surprises. We like Sheamus. We like Xavier. If you're telling me that when the clock hits 0, and Xavier Woods' music, it's a new day, yes it is. If you think that's going to get BC and many of my amplified unit just rocking out of their seat, it's not going to happen. So, okay, come on in, have some fun, but do not act like those are surprises. It'll be good to see them. It's good to have them back from injury, but hold on, man. Now for the ladies, another big tease by another big name. Hold on, I have to down this one so I can get going on my new fresh coffee. Freshly brewed, man. Although the barista over at Dunkin', they nailed this coffee perfectly. And by the way, full disclaimer, guys, never drink this much coffee, all right? Do as I say, not as I do. I'm literally amplified 24/7. That's not like a character or anything. That's yeah, and I never justify that. Don't drink this much coffee. It's not good for you. I understand that. New Yorkers, we hit the pavement, we start rocking out, top to bottom of the day. We don't fuck around. So don't drink this much coffee. All right, now for the ladies, a big name. Sasha Banks. Mercedes Moné. Once again, teasing a Rumble appearance recently. Putting out on the social doohickey machine a pic of her at just a few years ago. What outfit was it, guys? It was a play on a character. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. And Sasha puts above it Mercedes. What was the quote? Let me get the quote. One of my favorite gears of all time. And it was hold on, where are you guys going, man? Well, we're definitely not normal, Scott. That's for damn sure. Sailor Moon, Big Nang, Delano Steele. Thank you, guys, man. Flip. Tino, Ray Hunt. Yes, I appreciate it, guys. Sailor Moon. And if you guys know, she says that was my favorite gear of all time. One of my favorite gears of all time. Guys, that was her gear from the Rumble a few years ago. Was that the one when she had the split off with Melina, by the way? I know I'm putting you guys to work in the chat. All apologies, man. But when we do live streams, it's a collective effort, man. Everybody's got to participate. Was that when she had the split off with one of my favorite females in the world, Melina? Jer9, yeah, it was. Ray Hunt, yes. James Travitas, yes. Flip, yeah. Tito. Bro, that was one of the greatest moments of all time. But part because I'm a major supporter of both. Major supporter of Sasha, major supporter of Melina. To see them in the same ring, it is a criminal. It's downright wrestling criminal that they've never faced each other one-on-one. It's criminal that Melina isn't in WWE right now, even at her age, because she can still rock out. But when Melina dropped those splits and fucking Sasha is showing you what she can do with the splits, BC was fucking probably on the floor at that point, covered in his coffee. Coffee went right up in the air. A double split. Melina, Sasha, all was right in the world for a moment in time. Oh, man. Broke social media with it, Jer9, no doubt, bro. Renee G, welcome. We have been on for, where's the time on my 34 minutes and 29 seconds, Renee. That might be a little detailed, but welcome. We still have a lot more stories to go over. Don't worry. It's good to see you, Renee. Stegmeister's in here. Stegos. What up, Ash? Maggie. What up, Maggie? Where is it? Melina was thick as fuck, says Big Nang. Yeah, she was just a beautiful girl, man. Just inside and out, too. Just a great personality. There was some friction in the locker room with some of the ladies that she has talked about, but damn, man. But anyway, let's get back on track here. Sasha brought up that outfit, that gear, one of my favorites of all time. Knowing about all these reports and all this speculation stirred up from Sasha herself. This is about the 8th Royal Rumble or WWE return tease. It's 50-50 where she could go. I just don't see how this is benefiting Sasha Mercedes if she goes anywhere else. Am I right, guys? You're just constantly dropping WWE teases, and then what? You show up somewhere else, and we're all supposed to be shocked. Whoa! Plot twist! A swerve! She's in alternative entertainment wrestling, or she's in TNA. And then it's after an hour, it's like, all right, then what was all the talk about WWE? Like WWE is on the mind 24/7, and then all of a sudden you go somewhere else. You're just putting the focus on WWE at some point. Right? A couple 2-3 teases is one thing, right? Get people speculating, and then you show up somewhere else. I get that. But after the 4th, 5th, 7th, or 8th tease, I think you're just putting a big spotlight on WWE, and there's going to be a lot of disappointment when you don't show up somewhere else. So we got to be kind of careful of that. I'm going to support her no matter what. This channel was based on people like Bray Wyatt, Sasha Banks. I tell you guys that all the time. So I'm going to support her wherever she goes. But you got to be a little careful here because now you're just, people are just going to expect all this WWE thing now because you're just spotlighting them and all the teases. So it's going to come to a point for a lot of fans where they're going to say WWE or bust because all these teases, the anticipation is built so high. And then all of a sudden you show up somewhere else and you're having a match with Handjob Holly, who just was removed from the local bingo hall about 3 or 4 weeks earlier. Not saying that Handjob Holly isn't a really good wrestler. She's won 4 out of her last 10 matches at the local bingo hall. But a lot of fans are going to be like, what are we doing? And a lot of these companies, WWE is still struggling with it. And a lot of the other companies, they don't know how to book their ladies. That's the problem. So even if Sasha comes in, you want to say she's going to be the centerpiece. Now we can really have this division. But if the promoter and the booker doesn't book them properly, and even worse, doesn't know how to book them properly, good luck having Sasha become anything or allow the division to become anything associated with relevancy. That's the problem. Anyway, guys. Maggie, BC, I agree 100%. LOL, that's right. On which part? Melina's beauty or Sasha having to be careful about all the teases? Or Handjob Holly being a decent wrestler? But anyway, guys, that's a real tease. Sasha, once again, Mercedes Moné, once again teasing a not just WWE return, but a Royal Rumble appearance. Putting out that gear from a few years ago and saying, one of my favorite gears of all time. Interesting. So that's all the Rumble news, guys. X-Pac saying he is not going to be the surprise, going against the reports. Sasha, once again, teasing her entry. And confirmation on Xavier and Sheamus. They will be a part, coming back from injury, coming back at the Rumble. They could bring them back beforehand, but they will definitely be at Royal Rumble. I want to give a shout out real quick because these don't stick around. The membership chat of Deshaun Sanders, 8-month channel membership, gold card, board of director. Deshaun Sanders. No Jade Cargill. No word on that, Deshaun. I'm hoping so. I like Jade. You know that probably. You've been with the channel 8 months membership, but even longer than that. You know how high I speak of Jade Cargill. Of course, I totally agree. A little rusty in areas, a little green in many other areas. No question. That's what she's working on. But I feel she has to be in the Rumble. It's a powerhouse. Whether she wins it or not, she has to be in there. A great debut. Really show the casual fans. Introduce yourself. Give the calling card. I am Jade motherfucking Cargill. This is why you should care. So, but I'm not hearing any confirmation on that, Deshaun. There's speculation. My people have even told me things, but they have not been able to double down on those statements. So I don't feel comfortable talking about it. Until I get that, then we'll talk more on Jade Cargill. Yeah, like Edwards, like Jade will be there as well. That's what we definitely believe. I'm just waiting for a little bit more report on that. Deshaun Sanders, I appreciate the 8 months, man. Let me give you a proper salute. And this is to all my gold card, man, all my channel members. Big time salute, man, as we kick off January. I'm going to move on from the Royal Rumble only because we do have more stories. I really am trying to keep this within an hour, as much as that may be laughable. Gable Steveson. Gable Steveson will not be returning to college, not be returning to Minnesota, and will not be concentrating on anything else other than WWE from here on out. That is confirmed from Steveson himself. Now, on one hand, you say, good, that's what needs to happen. This kid is so green. There's no charisma. There's nothing connecting. If he's going to be a WWE superstar, he's got to concentrate on the superstar part of it. So that's the good news. He's going to concentrate on WWE. The problem is, oh, that's funny. Who is that? Scott McMinn. Who? Jinder Mahal. What the fuck is a Hook? And then Hook responds, what the fuck is a Jinder? What is a Steveson? What is a Gable Steveson? Well, Scott McMinn, I know that's just some comedy, but I will, for anybody that doesn't know who that is an NXT talent who just had a dark match on the main roster for SmackDown. Dark match with a victory over Cedric Alexander. And we are hearing that the air was just sucked out of the room of that arena when Steveson was in that match. And backstage, the suits and ties were not impressed, did not move the needle with them, and in their quote, lacked charisma. The charisma area is so problematic, they don't know what to do with him. That's why they're already taking him right out of NXT. They don't want to suck the air out of that small NXT place that they are literally performing in every week. If that crowd starts to become bored and goes to sleep, you just lost the NXT crowd as a whole. The 720 some odd that are watching, that are watching at home, yeah, you feel that energy or lack thereof from the live crowd. Steveson will put the crowd to sleep. So they probably removed him from NXT real quick and wanted to see what he could do on the main roster. Dark match for SmackDown. And the review from internally inside the walls of WWE was not raving. In fact, it was bad. So my point is, even if you concentrate on WWE only, no more of this Olympic talk, no more of this college, Minnesota, this is what you're going to do. Gable Steveson is going to be a WWE superstar, whether we like it or not, whether he's got charisma or not. You better change everything. He cannot show up looking like a Dollar General version of a Kurt Angle. Come up with a totally different outfit. We don't care if he's an amateur wrestler. We don't. We've seen so many bootleg Kurt Angles over the last 15 years. We are bootlegged out. Enough. Enough. I don't care if you put pajamas on the son of a bitch and put him with fucking Wendy or what? JR9. Who's the little Asian girl there? I love her, but I forgot her name. She dresses up in pajamas. I think she's mega fucking beautiful too, but that's another story. I do think she's a good wrestler as well. What was her name? Wendy? Wendelson's? Wabaka? What is her name? Wendy Chu. Thank you, JR9. Thank you. Oh, and James Shrimp Fajita. Yeah, thank you guys. Wendy Chu. All right, she comes out in pajamas. Have a fucking mixed tag team partner. Gable Steveson. He comes out. I don't care if you put a fucking pacifier in his mouth and his only promo is goo goo gaga. I don't give a shit. You gotta change everything about this son of a bitch. This guy is like a fucking charisma vacuum. And he will suck the charisma out of every son of a bitch in the arena or stadium. He will do it. Seems like a good dude. But you're asking us to sit there and have to fucking watch this dude. For what? An entire segment? You get 8 segments on a 2-hour show. Is he going to be 15 minutes of it? Is he going to be 1 out of the 8? This is not an amateur wrestling factory. I'm sorry, not sorry, man. That's not why you fell in love with wrestling. I doubt it. James Shrimp Fajitas, Scott McMinn, John Vermette, Maggie, JR9 for sure, Jerry, JJ Bulldog, King's Pokemon, Malachi, JB, Bonkers. I doubt any of you got into pro wrestling and started to love it without larger-than-life superstars, larger-than-life wrestlers, storylines that captivated you. That's probably what made you fall in love with this shit. It wasn't watching Gable Steveson come down and have a fucking a banger match that hopefully is going to be rated 6 stars while everybody chants, "This is awesome." No, man. If you think Gable Steveson is the answer to declining ratings, man, is that hurting pro wrestling. That's part of the problem, not the solution. I say it all the time like a broken record. I said it again yesterday. All apologies if you have to hear the same thing over and over. But you guys know on this channel, the two people that got me into pro wrestling more than anything, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior. To this fucking day, everybody throws insults at the Ultimate Warrior. Bless him, by the way up high. Warrior, Jim Hellwig, Warrior, we love you, brother. And even though he's gone, people still talk shit about him. He was an asshole. He was one of the worst wrestlers ever. Bitch, you couldn't get a fraction of that reception that he got without even coming through the fucking curtain, bitch. His music would hit. Thanks to yesterday, we were talking about Jim Johnson creating the music. That fucking riff would go. His music would hit. You wouldn't even see him yet, and the crowd would be ballistic. Bitch, you don't have any wrestler today doing that, so you can talk shit about the Ultimate Warrior all you want. You could only hope to be a fraction, 1% of the star that he was. You know what's funny about the Warrior? He didn't have to have a fucking 30-minute banger. I don't care if it's 2024 or 1984. He made you feel. In just 2 fucking minutes, he made you feel. He captivated you. And Randy Savage, obviously. You know the two things they have in common? They always said Warrior and Savage, especially Warrior. They said when they speak, BC, they just yell and you don't know what they're saying. Warrior never knew what he was saying, BC. Yet you were captivated by every fucking word. It doesn't matter if he's talking about going into the cockpit and nosediving the airplane into Canada or fucking right into Hulk Hogan's wrestling ring. It doesn't matter if Randy Savage is talking about Macho Madness in the jungle somewhere. Elizabeth, you take off. Yeah, this is just a piece, Hulk Hogan. It's just a piece. Elizabeth, you get over there. I'm not done with you. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, you're just gonna see the madness, Hulk Hogan. Hogan! You're gonna feel the madness, yeah! It doesn't matter, man, if he was screaming all the time. It doesn't matter if he was running in circles. You were there for every fucking word of it. So I ask you, Gable Steveson, I ask whoever his agent is gonna be, whether it's Jamie Noble or Jason Jordan, whoever it is he gonna be working directly with LeVec McMahon? His road dog, Jesse James, gonna be working with him. I ask you, what is going to captivate us? Or are you just adding more dead weight to an already loaded roster that if you put them all on a ship, that motherfucker would sink faster than the Titanic? I ask you, I want the best for Steveson. But first and foremost, I want the best possible product. I want to be captivated. I want to make sure that Alicia is captivated. I want to make sure that Carmen is captivated. Chaos, Scott McMinn. I want to make sure that Waveface and James from Fajitas and Elizabeth and Michael and Malachi and Lawrence and Tay-Tay and Bonkers. I want to make sure every one of my amplified unit is captivated. So that's great that Steveson is concentrating on WWE. You really want a starting point? Change everything. Change your little stupid outfit. I don't want to hear that you're an amateur wrestler. I get it. That gig is already overused. We have a good tag team right now. The Creed Brothers. The Creed Brothers are really good. No charisma. They can't get a promo. Their mannerisms in the backstage segments unfortunately suck. But damn, do they captivate you with the wrestling. All right, how long can that keep up? We hope for as long as possible. But if you're telling me you're just going to be the same act, good luck. Good luck, buddy. Salute. I got a little amplified on that son of a bitchin' story. That was supposed to be one of the lesser stories, guys. That was supposed to be a little thing. Oh, Where do you want to go? Well, we're going to save Punk and Rollins, man. What CM Punk is saying about Sethington Rollins. Oh, we went over $150 on the ups. Fuck yeah. Let's take that to 200 live, 25 minutes of notice on a Friday afternoon. You guys fucking rock. Friday morning we started this on 25 minutes notice. Let's take that to 200 on those ups. I appreciate that very much. Where do you want to go now? Jeff Hardy, man. Jeff Hardy, he what do you call it? Tweeting out or Xing out, whatever you guys call it on your little social doohickey machines. He tweeted out, I guess, or maybe this was on a different platform, but he put out that he will not be on Dynamite because they are stuck in a Rampage dimension. And he quickly took that upload down. He quickly deleted that. Now, a lot of people are saying, wait, guys, that's part of their character. He's just saying, like, you know, they're stuck in that vortex, basically, that dimension. You know, it's a Dynamite dimension, and so it's all just he's just playing around. Of course, the optics, no matter what the situation, the optics are horrible because he took it right down. He deleted it. Now, it could be because people were already thinking something else, right? They weren't into the story of it or the character of it. Absolutely possible. The optics are still pretty bad. And of course, the optics get even worse because Matt Hardy has been talking about how he's not happy with the booking lately in alternative entertainment wrestling, AEW. Matt Hardy has called out the booking. He doesn't know why they're not being used. He feels they should be a little bit more relevant or a lot bit. And now you have Jeff Hardy saying they're stuck in Rampage's dimension, that vortex. Of course, Rampage. Dynamite's numbers are already bad enough, but Rampage, man, they really are getting annihilated. Again, I think even Collision on a Saturday night is beating them. Something like that. So, the Jeff Hardy situation, man, a lot of people are just talking more and more about the booking in AEW. A lot of wrestlers, we know the reports. They've been hot and heavy the last 72 hours especially. A lot of talent is not happy in AEW. Well, Jeff Hardy didn't help matters. This could have just been a no issue. Like Jeff Hardy was just trying to put this out in character, having some fun. But somebody in AEW said, oh no, take it the fuck down. What are you doing? What do you guys feel in the chat? Do you think that Hardy was just kind of fucking around in character? Do you think Hardy, like his brother, who's already admitted he's not happy with the booking? So you got to believe him and Jeff have had these conversations. Do you think Jeff Hardy is just not happy with his booking? Anybody have a thought process on this story, or does nobody care? I haven't watched AEW in 5 years. I watched the first episode and that was it. I don't care, Beasley. I hear you, man. Scott McMinn, hope he wasn't drunk again. Yeah, boy, I would hope not, man. Not happy with his booking, says DeMonte. Eddie Brash says, yeah. They can't trust Jeff in case he falls off the wagon again. Well, Maggie, unfortunately, I mean, when you get 10 opportunities, it's not like giving somebody a second or third chance even. I mean, Jeff Hardy's had about 10 chances, man. So I would be very skeptical. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he has a job, employment, and is getting a paycheck that's pretty special. So, I mean, that could be a part of it. Maybe Khan is like, damn, I mean, we have to give this a long time. I can't commit to this in case something happens and we get the bad publicity. Flip, probably not happy with the booking. Carlos Ray has to do with the booking. Could be all of the above reasons, Lawrence. Yeah, so we'll see, man. I don't know. They definitely can't go like they used to. Not just Matt, even Jeff Hardy. I mean, the years have taken a toll on them. So, it comes an issue of hanging with some of these teams too. Unfortunately to say this, and I always love the Hardy Boys, especially Team Extreme with Lita. But they can't rock like they used to either. So you gotta, and then you have Jeff's issues. I don't know, man. But that was a big story over the last 24 hours, man. Ooh, Jeff Hardy is joining his brother in declaring they're not happy with their booking and they were left off Dynamite. Speaking of Dynamite, real quick, guys, I have the rating. It's not good news for AEW and Dynamite. Dynamite this week scored 9. Oh, no. Oh, they would love 9. Hold on. What is it? It is below 800. 797,000 viewers. 797. It is down from last week's 801, which was down from the week before's 840. Three weeks in a row, well under 8. This week, they pulled under 8 fully. 797. The downward spiral continues, and they're now headed toward that unfortunate 750. I told you guys for a while that for a while their top tier of their niche was about 950. That was the top. It was 850 to 950. 950 being top tier of their niche. But what happened over the last year, unfortunately, is the product just went south, and they started going to 750 to 850 as their new normal. The good news, 850 was their tops. The bad news is there was a few times they were close to that 750 mark. Now it looks like they're headed back to 750 area. And this was a themed show with no big competition. This was a show called Homecoming. It was a themed AEW show. And they lost viewers from last week, a few thousand from the 801. And again, from the 840 the week before, 30 some odd viewers lost. So that's the rating for Dynamite, the flagship show, 797. JR9, yeah, good call. 75,000. Yeah, because NXT was around 720 some odd, correct? So JR9 is saying just 75,000 above NXT. So NXT 2 weeks in a row have solidified themselves back in the 700,000s. For a long time, they were 5s and 6s. Without the greatest influx of WWE roster members, they have been able to solidify themselves into the 7s. AEW has gone backwards into the 7s. So yes, NXT could absolutely, within the next couple of weeks, overtake AEW. Man. I didn't catch the show Wednesday. Did anybody catch that? Was it really that bad? I mean, it was a themed show with not a lot of competition, guys. There was no big, I mean, if you look at the ratings for anything else, games, everything, nothing was like big competition. Nothing like they've had in the past. Was the show that bad, or was it just a freak week? But again, it's 3 weeks in a row they're dropping. James from Fajita just said it was terrible. James Miller says, meh. Mike Howell says, yes, it was bad. Edward Jones says it was awful. Pile Driver Finisher says it was like a tribute to the troops type of booking show. Oh, so that would do it. John 10, meaningless matches again. Pile Driver, the booking was atrocious. I heard it was awful, says Colin. Absolute trash, says Joseph. Franklin from Florida, it was that bad, BC. Wow, man. JR9 heard it was dreadful. Not good, says Rondo Craig. There was only one good match, says Alicia. What was the good match, Alicia? Just curious. Colin, it was bad. Didn't watch the show, DeMonte. No Christian Cage, says Wayface. Binged watch Blue Bloods instead. Well, I always say Italian Style. When a rating goes backwards so much, eventually you could put on a rerun show and it'll cost you a lot less money. I always say that about Big Bang Theory, which is a lead into Dynamite, and there's a lot of times they get over 1 million viewership. It's a rerun. And then Dynamite gets 797. You could just do replays of Big Bang Theory. Of course, you still pay residuals, but it would be a lot less money than not just what you're giving Tony up front, but also production cost, which the network has to pay every week. Uneventful, Dante Jaron, D. Wayne Piazza, it just sucked. Maggie says, but BC, Tony says everything's great. That's true. Yeah, he's I haven't heard in a while him thanking everybody for watching Dynamite, man. He does that when he pops the millie. Big Time Baxter says WrestleNomics reported that Big Bang Theory did almost 1.1 million. There you go. That's what I was talking about, guys. So Big Bang Theory had a lead-in of a 1-1, and Tony Khan's AEW lost 300,000 of that viewership. That's what networks don't want to see. You know what I mean? Big Bang Theory is giving you a lead-in of 1.1, and you are live entertainment that they're paying for on a week-to-week basis on top of what they're already giving you, by the way. Again, production cost. Same thing with USA. They pay WWE Endeavor every week on top of that production cost, anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 up front on top of the deal. So, man, losing 300,000 viewers. I'm sure when it was around 950 steady, they were thinking, all right, you're around Big Bang Theory. A couple tweaks here and there, you'll be over 1 million, and you'll be right there. But when you start dipping towards 750, 750,000, and Big Bang Theory is whooping that ass. So Big Time Baxter says the lead in itself was over 1.2 2 weeks ago. That's what I mean. 1.1, 1.2. 1.2 plus 2 weeks ago. It was at a 1.4 like 2 months ago, I remember. It was over a 1.4, and Dynamite was at like an 800-something thousand viewership. I was like, oh no, they lost 600 G's. Adam Cole, John said, Adam Cole is trying to act intimidating with one leg. Adam Cole, that's sad to see, man. He even though he's so small, he's so tiny, he's like a little micro machine, that guy. But man, we all respect him. He's such a good wrestler. We get it. He, the Undisputed Era, what a group. As tiny as this guy is, he's a little micro machine, little rascal. He was rocking. And he made a decision without proper booking. And it's just, man, he's just so... It just doesn't work. I don't know what... They're trying now. They had him with the MJF thing. They had him at Could He Be the Devil? Man, it just feels so not important. There's no other way I can say it. Adam Cole, man, when he was an Undisputed Era, it doesn't matter how tiny the little rascal is. You still looked and you said, oh man, Undisputed Era. I don't know, man. Something not too great with, I don't know. Very odd. Anyway, that was Dynamite's rating. Let me go over to, we're over an hour. I wanted to keep this under an hour. Damn it, Punk and Rollins. So we all know how Rollins feels about Punk. Punk then retaliated about a week or two ago, said, yeah, he believes it's because of jealousy. Well, Jackie Redmond with some NHL hockey podcast or show, she was interviewing Punk, and she asked again, why the disdain, why the dislike from Sethington to you? And Punk not only doubled down and said again, jealousy, but Punk said, and I quote, I can talk about my career and not talk about him. He cannot talk about his career without talking about me. That is a loaded comment, man. Pretty badass. I can talk about my career and not talk about him. He cannot talk about his career without talking about me, he says. He says, Seth has been, or I've been everywhere Seth has been. Seth has not been everywhere I've been. And that stems the jealousy. So Punk is... Sethington is throwing the jabs out at Punk. Punk is trying to go on a deeper level, a little bit more psychology into it, right? Like really dwelling on the reasons that Sethington has that disdain and that dislike. It's a really good little back and forth they have going. I can't wait till they start going inside of that ring, face to face, and lighting up those promos. The first one they had, really good. You're going to turn up the amplification, make it even better. But CM Punk talking about the jealousy again, doubling down, and talking about how he's got to talk about me, not the other way around. I always tell you guys that, man. You know what I mean? If they're talking about him, they're talking about you, that's the way it should be. Not the other way around. You talking about them? No. They should be talking about you. Good or bad, they are talking about you for a reason. That's what CM Punk is saying. Right? He's got to talk about me to be relevant. He's got to talk about me to be something special or to try to act like he is. But people are going to see through it. And that's why he'll never be on my level. That's the breakdown of the psychology on it. That's why with just one face-to-face encounter, Punk and Rollins is fucking legit. John 10, is that true, man? I didn't even see that comment. Punk said that Seth has little brother syndrome. Are you kidding me? Wow. Malachi, you say it all the time. If they're talking about you, you're doing something right, BC. That's how I was brought up as a kid. If they're talking about you, you're doing something right. They want to be you. They're jealous. They're envious. You've pissed them off and they're crying. You got them exactly where you want them. That's what Punk is saying about Seth. Pretty badass. Yeah, same interview, John 10. Yeah, I know I missed a couple minutes of it. I didn't know that quote was in there. That's pretty badass. There's a couple other stories, but we're already over an hour and I want to make sure that I give proper shout outs to my super chats, man. So give me a second. I want to get all the super chats on a bigger screen, if you don't mind. Dwayne Piazza, I got to give you a salute, brother. Couple coffees, 2-spot, 5-spot from Dwayne Piazza. BC, do you think the women should be better booked? Yeah, and I would assume, even though usually that makes an ass out of you and me, the old word of assume, that you're talking WWE. But I would say every company. TNA has been really good for years, but there's some areas where they really got to clean it up again too. But yes, every company has to. What it starts with, and let me just broaden that out to every company, Dwayne, if you don't mind. It starts with the vicious cycle, right? For some reason, especially in the States, not enough care is put into ladies wrestling. And I'm talking about from the fans as well. A lot of fans just don't understand it. They don't get it. They don't want to watch it. And that's sad because there's so many great female wrestlers today. So then you have a Vincent Kennedy or a Paul Levesque McMahon or a Tony Khan or the local bingo hall, a TNA. One of these companies, they put out a ladies match, right? And they put it in one of their segments on their primetime show. And then the ratings, right? First of all, the promotion of the match is horrible. The booking of the match is horrible. You're doing nothing for the characters. There's no real storyline. You're just putting a couple ladies out there and hoping that the fans give a shit. But when the fans don't give a shit, the ratings come out. You see that the ladies were one of the worst rated segments. So then you're timid as to what to do next time. So then you shorten their match, or you don't even put out a match. You just have a couple backstage segment, have a girl come out for a run-in. It's a vicious cycle. You're not giving the audience a reason to care. You're too scared to put the ladies out there as a promoter because the ratings might go backwards. It is a vicious cycle. So the answer, Dwayne, simply is yes. The problem is you got to get out of the vicious cycle, right? The promoters do and the fans. Fans have to give it a chance, and the promoters have to book women's wrestling the same way as tag team wrestling. The men, you have to book shit that we care about. Get us interested, intrigued, captivated. That's why I always say on this channel, for the numbnuts that show up to these shows with signs that say, just enjoy wrestling. No, numbnuts, we don't want to enjoy wrestling. I want to enjoy a steak dinner. I want to enjoy ice cream, right? A nice fucking coffee chip ice cream from Haagen-Dazs. I don't want to enjoy wrestling. I don't want to watch it and giggle and do a golf clap and try to rally my section into singing, "This is awesome." I want to be captivated by it. Give your audience a reason. Ladies or men, it shouldn't matter. If it's in that ring, we should be captivated. The problem is these promoters have not done really good women's storytelling in a long time. And with a fan base that doesn't give a shit to begin with, good luck making it work. Whoa! BC is on a roll, bro. Fucking A. Dwayne Piazza with another 5-spot coffee says, The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania makes more sense than Cody and Roman does. I agree wholeheartedly. And on top of that, it's better business. You just don't take one of the biggest matches in wrestling history, whether somebody likes it or not, or believes it or not, doesn't matter. You do not take one of the biggest matches in wrestling history and stuff it at 5 a.m. where most people are going to watch the replay like it's an old episode of Breaking Bad. The fucking Walking Dead. This is Rock and Roman. Let's treat it like such. Let's stop being numbnuts. Stagmeister! 5-spot coffee. Another stream ticket amplified. Sign me up, boss, because once again, I woke up this morning, chose violence against stupidity. Stagmeister, salute, brother. And that was, I believe, around the time we started this upload. So hopefully you were able to catch all of that, man. Salute to one of my tried and trues. No matter what you choose against stupidity, though, man, stupidity will always be there. My pops used to tell me, you can't fix stupid. Delano Steele Jr., 2-spot coffee. X-Pac won't be in the Rumble. It'll be the 1, 2, 3 kid. Delano, that's true, man. Not just trying to swerve people, but when X-Pac says, I will not be in the Rumble, he says, and I quote, 0 chance, you could get the 1, 2, 3 kid, man. Totally true. Kappa Owens, no words needed, just showing that respect, appreciation to the channel in a 2-spot coffee. Kappa Owens, let me give you that respect right back, brother. Salute. Kappa Owens as well with another 2-spot coffee says, legendary rant, BC. Muscles up amplified. Kappa Owens, I appreciate it. Which what? Kappa, are you up in the chat? Which rant, bro? We went through a couple of them. I don't know why. Gable Stevenson, that rant. Then there was the Roman Rock Cody thing. Kind of what we do, man. I go in the left field with a hockey stick and I just start rocking out, man. The only way we know how, fully amplified. I appreciate that, though. Whichever rant, hopefully all of them were entertaining at least. Kappa Owens, appreciate you, man. JR9, 5-spot coffee, my right-hand man on the channel. AJ, Naomi, Mercedes returning, plus Roxy, Tiffany in one Rumble would make it one of the best ever. Now, time for me to celebrate the rest of my dad's 58th birthday. Salute! Daddy Gaming! JR9, a salute to your pops, man. Here's to another 58, bro. May he see 116 and then some. To JR9's pops. First of all, before I go over your statement on the Rumble, everybody, is there some fucking, some party emojis in the fucking, that you have on your social fucking, your little doohickey machines, your little phones? I don't know, a fucking balloon, some confetti, some fucking love shown to JR9's pops, man. He's my right-hand man on the channel. We want to make sure that Daddy Gaming has the fucking love of the unit. 58 years young. Juan, I appreciate that. Those are some fun emojis, bro. That's a fucking party. James Shrimp Fajitas, that's a fucking party. Alicia, you guys know exactly where to go for these fucking emojis. Takes me fucking 2.5 hours to send a fucking text. You guys got all these fucking emojis. Look at this shit. My cow, what the heck is that? That's fun. Popping the champagne, Eddie Brash. Appreciate you guys, man. Maggie, you know it. TKC4, what up? Acid, appreciate it. Acid take. Appreciate it, guys. JR9, man, much love. To the pops, man, 58 years young. Now, as far as seeing Sasha Banks and Naomi and AJ Lee with Roxy and Tiffany Stratton, you're talking about some of my favorite females in the history of this industry. That's right. Tiffany and Roxy, as young as they are and over in NXT, still 2 of my favorites of all time. Doesn't even matter. You could literally be 58 like fucking JR9 Gaming's father, or double that, 116 years old. Tiffany Stratton and Roxy are going to be legendary. I'm telling you, that's how good they are already. They're going to be massive in this business. You put them in the Rumble, they can only gain more experience. Ricky, bonkers, James Miller, love it, man. Pimp Jesus with the actual fucking gifts. All right, flip. There's actually fucking present emojis. There is balloons. I knew there was, Elizabeth and Delano. I knew there was balloons. Bonkers. JR9. I know that was a long-winded response to that super chat. But we also wanted to show love to the pops. Anthony Bowley with a couple of coffees, brah. I don't have any more in this one. I started with this Dunkin'. I freshly brewed this one from the Monster 5000. So I would double fist a coffee for each. But Anthony, hopefully you appreciate a double swig. A 10 spot by Anthony. By the way, Anthony also a Gold Card channel member, a board of director on this channel. So that's an extra fucking salute. Appreciate you, Anthony. I'm working. I will catch the stream yet again later, LOL. Much love and respect. I'm rooting for Seth, LOL. Whoop that ass, man. You know, get your money. Work always comes first. These live streams will be uploaded after. So you can always catch the replay. Like a lot of fans want us to watch Rock and Roman, one of the biggest matches of all time. Let's watch it on replay. No. A BC live stream, you can do that. Okay, no harm, no foul. Rock Roman, probably not. Anthony Bowley, man. Appreciate you, dude, as always. Kappa Owens, another 2-spot coffee. Kappa Owens says, haha, all of them BC, but definitely the Rock and Roman rant. Appreciate it, brah. I'm glad I can at least entertain you guys, man. But don't forget, just because I'm entertaining you, and I'm putting that volume at a 10 so that you guys are entertained, there's also all factual info in everything that I'm saying. I'm just turning the volume up because it's the platform of entertainment. But everything I'm saying, man, you know there's always nothing but truth being dropped. So, Kappa Owens, I appreciate the fact that you loved, hopefully not just the rants, but all the discussion within the last hour and 17 minutes plus. Appreciate you, bro. Here's a swig to you, Kappa Owens. Appreciate you guys, man, hanging on this Friday morning / afternoon on 25 minutes notice. I seriously appreciate you guys, man. The hundreds that tune in live on such short notice, and to the thousands that tune in over the following 48 hours. Like yesterday's live stream was on a half an hour notice. We had a few hundred live over the course of the hour and a half, 2 hours. That's already over 4,000 views and hits. So to the thousands that are going to catch this afterwards, even though you didn't catch this live, man, a salute to every single one of you, man. Smash those ups. We're thinking about you guys as well, man. And thank you, James Miller in the chat, man. JR9, I appreciate that, bro. James Shrimp Fajitas, salute, brother. Basically, Maggie, I basically have 3 buckets of coffee every single day. Again, I do not recommend that. Hold on, let me go back to my, Oh, is Dave up in here, by the way? Dave Mealy. Dave Mealy. Now I gotta go and find it. Hold on, man. Let's see if I can find it. Dave, hold on, Dave. I'm clicking everything but what I fucking need to at this point. Dave, are you up in here or no, bro? I think Dave was here earlier, no? All right, well, Dave, I don't know if you're up in here now or you're going to catch it. Dave, what up, Dave? Dave, I got the super thanks in yesterday or 2 days, whatever it was, the Jinder Mahal upload with the whole Tony Khan ludicrousy. I got that 10-spot super thanks, brother. If you don't mind, I'm going to read that right now. And this is some amplified booking. Dave says, here's a bit of amplified booking for you. When it comes to Rock versus Roman, my idea is about the contract signing. You have it take place on a tropical island and call it the Island of Relevancy. Have Rock and Roman sit at both ends of a huge handcrafted ceremonial oak table to represent the table that Roman is the head of. You have The Rock along with his family behind him and Jey Uso beside him. Meanwhile, you have Roman on the other side with Heyman, Solo, and Jimmy behind him. And finally, you have Roman's father acting as an elder council member and officiating the contract signing. This reminds me of like The Sopranos, bro. I love it. As The Rock goes to sign the contract, you have Roman start delivering a monologue about how he had to carry on the family name after Rock left for Hollywood. Then, while Roman signs the contract, The Rock delivers his own monologue, saying that while he gained a ton of success, he also had a lot of doubt and insecurities about himself sometimes. But while he battled those insecurities, he never once had to make anybody acknowledge him. That comment upsets Roman to the point where a near brawl breaks out. But instead, Roman's father yells at both of them to sit down, yelling at them as if they were children. Then, after the contract is signed, they're ordered to shake hands to complete the ceremony. However, as they're shaking hands, you see a close-up of Rock and Roman's face, both of them nose to nose. Veins are bulging, eyes looking at each other square in the other's eyes, as if to say, I dare you to throw a punch. And then we fade to black. So basically, Dave Mille, and I appreciate that, brother, big time. Basically, you have them. Now, we can't just fly them out to any island. It'll probably have to be Florida, maybe Tampa Bay or something, right? Easy on the financials for WWE. But I love it, brother. I love it. It's fun, and it's a way to kickstart it. JR9 says, probably way too creative for Paul Levesque McMahon, though. 3 H's. But I love it, brother. That would be a lot of fun shit. I would actually have... Oh, no. I'll tell you where I could go with that, but this would be another 25 minutes of amplified booking. Dave, love it, brother. A lot of fun to end the stream. You guys are the best. I appreciate the coffees, Dave. I'm glad I was able to catch that. I didn't find it at the end of yesterday's stream, so I made sure I was able to catch it. Super thanks from a couple of vids ago. Dave, with the amplified booking. If you followed the channel for a while, you know what we're talking about and why we don't do it anymore. But maybe one day we can bring back amplified booking, man. All right, guys, that's it. I wanted to keep this about an hour long. Carlos, Ray, Renee, G, JR9, James Shiffies, all of my tried and trues know that was never going to happen. You can always add more time to that, basically. Carlos, speaking of Carlos, man, right before we end, a 10-spot couple of coffees. Carlos, I told you, man. I tried to keep this under an hour. That was never going to happen. You know that. Carlos, I appreciate the coffees, brother. BC, thanks for today's live. It was great. Much love for you and the unit. Salute. Carlos, man, it's only fun and it's only special because of you guys participating. Seriously. I can scream and rant and do all that, right? I can put it in a regular upload and I'm good, right? And that's for you guys to enjoy, be entertained. But to do the live streams, man, to be able to interact with you guys and have this much fun, that's why I keep doing it. I don't got to do this shit. I don't even got to do pre-records. You fucking Carlos, that's you guys, man. Seriously, that's not just words. That's why I love these things. And it helps me not have to do editing later, these live streams. But I appreciate you big time, brother. Carlos, you knew when I said under an hour, this was going to go about an hour and a half. Salute, bro. All right, guys. I won't keep you here another second. Go whoop the day's ass, right? It's still pretty, probably wherever you are. Whoop the day's ass, stay amplified. We will do this until next time, and there will be a next time. SmackDown tonight. Wait, man, I put that in my headline. We can't even go yet. You know what, JR9, can you put up in the comments, man, what's SmackDown's plans tonight? It was literally in my headline. We didn't even talk about SmackDown because we talked about everything else, which was a lot. Somebody, what does WWE have planned for SmackDown, man? I was going to go over it. My bad. My bad, man. Real quick, what's the big headlining shit tonight? Marie, appreciate it. Sir Charles. Does anybody know or does anybody care? Fuck it. Is it JR9 Bayley versus Bianca again? Bayley versus Bianca. We've done that 86 times, man. By the way, thank you for 200 on the ups. 25 minutes notice, you guys rock. Let's take that to 250. Bianca versus Bayley. Is that the only thing that we're planning so far, or is that you got LA Knight? Hold on, guys. I'll try to get anything else. I don't know. Oh, hold on. Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles prepare for Roman Reigns. I don't know what the fuck that means. Wild and Del Toro battle Garza and Carrillo, Humberto. Wild and Del Toro versus Garza and Humberto? What? How is that going to captivate anybody? Cameron Grimes versus Grayson Waller and Bianca Belair and Bayley in a rematch. What the heck's going on with Paul Levesque McMahon, man? This dude he's been on cruise control the last few shows. We got to stop this, man. I hope tonight's SmackDown is octane, man. Turn up the amplification. Guys, I probably will have an early SmackDown review for you guys. It could be up tonight around midnight-ish. It might not be up tomorrow morning. We have a lot of traveling to do. The Packers are in a big playoff game this Sunday. I want to have that review for you guys Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, I should say. So you might get the SmackDown late tonight, SmackDown review. I'm really hoping this is a good show. They're not getting me any more excited for Royal Rumble, but there's already big matches. So maybe they're just resting on it. It literally seems like cruise control. Yeah, Carlos Ray, he's slowing down almost to a complete stop. Damonte, that's probably it too, bro. All right, for real, I'm out. Till next time, which should be later tonight. And there will be that next time, later tonight. That is it. That's what BC has for you guys, man. Appreciate it big time. Got it. All right, guys. That's it. Till next time. There will be that next time. BC saying check you. Peace. Yeah, going long. Carlos, you know, brother. Carlos, go. Who's got JJ Bulldog and Scott McMinn are covering you. Mr. Big 200 just came up. Maggie's trying to get the interception. Carlos, you got to go even deeper, bro. Pile driver.